Okay, Barry, thank you for speaking for Newsmax Balkans. Is a really big opportunity for me. And let's talk about the last night here in Washington. Last night we saw another shooting accident, the third major security breach in just 2 years where Donald Trump was present or connected to the event. There is a growing public concern right now and a lot of speculations about the effectiveness of the Secret Service. As a former agent, do you believe there were any security concerns, and can you just describe us how is when you are on the field when you do something like that?
Right. Thank you for having me again on your program. I did not see any discrepancies whatsoever in the security of the president during this incident. They did basically exactly what they were trained to do, and they did it very well. And originally it was chaos, but the Secret Service brought the chaos in order and got the president, vice president, all their protectees out of there. As far as the checkpoint goes, that checkpoint, it seems to be not in the main entrance, but off to the side, just for guests of the hotel. When I was in the Secret Service, I had worked at the Hilton for an event or two as well. From what I remember, that seems to be all in order. The magnetometers are inside the bigger lobby and people are checked in. It is an immense big hotel, and there's hundreds of rooms there. So there could very well be guests there that have nothing to do with that event that do not have to go through any security clearance or zone. So it's not until they really try to get into that event that they're checked for security. But anything that's going to come close to the president or come close to that event is going to go through a checkpoint. And that's exactly what the job of that checkpoint was to do, to stop what you saw on that video. So just like the front door to a castle or the front gate of a military base, or even in this case, the entrance point at its perimeter to an event, the outside world outside of that secure location is completely unsecure, and anybody can have anything. But once they get through that checkpoint, that means they're safe. And that's what the job of those guys were to do. And they did what they were supposed to do. They stopped him and tackled him and kept him from getting any further. The agents that were up on the stage, it was interesting to see because I've watched the video a bunch of times. And yes, you can hear the shots fired. And right away, you see agents spring into action. Right away, you see one agent running from behind the stage, going towards the direction probably of shooting, running very fast. Then other agents come immediately, get in front of President Trump and surround him, shielding him, and like keeping him in place until it's safe to move, like a shelter in place, I should say. And we see the tactical unit come out and also post up in a position where if they need to protect the president and fire on a tactical threat, they are ready to do so. So they were doing exactly textbook work, what they're supposed to do. They got the president out. He did actually fall and stumble. That is to be expected, and that is what they trained to do. So ultimately, they got him out. They got him out into a secure location. And it was a win for the Secret Service ultimately.
When an accident like this happen at a high-profile events like this, how does the Secret Service coordinate in a real time? You mentioned a couple of situations right now, but both in terms of neutralizing the threat and securing the president. From your experience, actually, what are the first critical seconds and decisions that make the biggest difference?
Well, early on, like right when those shots are fired, I'm reasonably certain those officers and agents at the checkpoint probably voiced on their radio shots fired. And the people inside heard something, but they weren't sure what that was. But it certainly validated it when it went over the radio, shots fired. And right away, you know it's time for the president to get out of there. They're not going to sit and try to fight what could potentially be a force, not just one, but they don't know at that time. It could be a force of terrorists coming in. They're not going to try to fight that. They're going to try to get out of there and keep the president safe. And that's exactly what they did. So perfect textbook. And let's just remember that the Secret Service trains over and over and over for this kind of scenario. practicing their shooting every month on all weapon systems and training scenarios, evacuating the president, even training at checkpoints, having practice checkpoints where training cadre try to sneak things in to get by you to see if you can catch it. So every single thing that we've seen, these guys are training all the time to defeat, and they did. They won the day. The president is alive today because of the United States Secret Service.
Yeah, we can tell that the like Secret Service is educated and equipment, like they have everything to make the president safe right now.
Yes, absolutely. The best equipment, the best trained people, and they would always tell us that you guys are the 1% of the 1% that want to work here. So it is very hard to get in the U.S. Secret Service. It is very hard to stay in the Secret Service and stay qualified. Those tactical teams that you saw up on the stage, they are the best shooters. And if they fail to qualify expert, they won't be on that team. They will be rotated off. So you're looking at the best the government has to protect the president. And they certainly showed it last night by getting the job done.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you for this analysis. Thank you.